In the first Rocky movie from 1976, there is a scene in which Rocky is drinking 5 raw eggs for breakfast. Many people think that Stallone wrote it as an example of Rocky trying to get healthier for the upcoming fight with world champion Apollo Creed. Drinking raw eggs is associated with strength, discipline, and health because of this scene. But the origin of this scene is very different. Back when Sylvester Stallone was living in his small New York apartment, paying $70 a month, he didn't have a refrigerator or a stove, so he would have to drink raw eggs for breakfast.
A dozen eggs and some yogurt or something like that, and keep it on the windowsill. Quite often the birds would eat most of the yogurt or whatever, but the eggs, they'd leave alone. And every morning I would reach out when they weren't frozen and take about a half dozen eggs in a glass, and since I didn't have a stove, drink it raw. And I thought, God, maybe, I don't know if this is good, but it seems like it would be healthy. Here I am years later, 5 years later, doing Rocky. I said, I might as well reenact what I did every morning for years. Then I found out it's really unhealthy.
Is drinking eggs actually unhealthy, like Stallone said? The first thing to consider is that raw, unpasteurized, or improperly stored food can give you salmonella. Salmonella is a bacteria that will show symptoms in 6 to 48 hours after consuming. It can make you feel nauseous, make you vomit, give you diarrhea, stomach pain, or fever. However, only around 1 in 20,000 eggs have salmonella. So if you are healthy and are willing to take the risk of salmonella poisoning, does drinking raw eggs have any benefits for you? Eggs possess vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B8, B9, B12, D, E, and K. Eating 2 eggs per day covers 10% to 30% of the vitamin requirements for humans. Eggs don't contain any fibers and are very low in carbohydrates. They are rich in micronutrients, such as phosphorus, calcium, potassium, and contain moderate amounts of sodium. They also possess copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, selenium, and zinc. Eggs reduce the risk of cancer and strengthen the immune system. There is no correlation between consuming eggs and increased risk of heart disease. Eggs may help increase your testosterone level, making you stronger. Eggs are basically a natural superfood, one of the best things you can eat. Eggs contain around 12.5 grams of protein per 100 grams. A small amount of protein is not assimilated, especially when the egg is raw. You absorb around 92% of protein from cooked eggs and only around 50% when they're raw. A person who is trying to gain muscle should eat an amount of grams of protein equal to 1.5 times their weight in kilograms. So a person who weighs 60 kilograms should eat 90 grams of protein a day for better muscle growth. Cooking eggs can enhance the absorption of certain nutrients like carotenoids found in egg yolks. Raw egg whites contain avidin, a protein that binds to biotin, potentially interfering with its absorption. Cooking denatures avidin, reducing its ability to bind to biotin. Most people won't drink raw eggs because they are simply disgusted with the idea. Drinking raw eggs may look cool, but speaking from experience, it tastes like wet dog hair smells. The texture feels slimy, the yolk is hard to swallow, making you want to give up on it, and it leaves you with a disgusting taste in your mouth. However, drinking raw eggs is a great way to save time cooking. You can just crack a few open and drink them in seconds. Cooking can lead to the degradation of certain nutrients, such as heat-sensitive vitamins and enzymes. Drinking raw eggs may preserve these nutrients to a greater extent. So, the answer to the question, will drinking raw eggs make you strong like Rocky, is not really. Drinking raw eggs can be beneficial to your health and consequently your strength, but eating cooked eggs will probably be better for you, as you get more protein, essentially the same nutrients, and don't risk a disease. There are foods that are as good for strength, if not better, like beef. If you don't have any health problems, are willing to take the risk of getting salmonella, aren't disgusted by the idea, don't have a stove, want to look and feel cool in front of others or just yourself, want to save time or like the taste of them, you could drink raw eggs. But if you want to absorb the most protein, don't want to risk salmonella, or are disgusted, eat them cooked. Cooking on small heat will make them more nutritious, but it will take more time.
Oh, God.
And in case you're low on calcium, anyone really good calcium, it's just
No.
If you want some additional nutrients like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and copper, you could eat whole eggs. But remember that they can have salmonella and may be dirty.
no, it's calcium.
No.
Esatto,
No.
Before making this video, I was sure that drinking raw eggs was way better than cooking them. I will probably still drink them occasionally to impress my friends or when I don't have time, but now I will probably stick to cooking my eggs on low heat. Overall, there is no need to drink raw eggs. Cooked eggs are as good or better for some people and safe to eat, but if you are healthy and you know what you're doing, drinking raw eggs is fine.